Hi, everybody. This is Dorothy Shay. And for the next 15 minutes, we've got some music for you.
And Leo A. Hoyt, Director of Civil and Defense Mobilization, will be
with us to present an important message.
So stand by, America. Here's your
Stars for Defense.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your Stars for Defense with Ray Block and his orchestra, yours truly, Jay Jackson, and today, featuring the Park Avenue Hillbilly, Miss Dorothy Shay. Stars for Defense is presented by this station every week as a public service in cooperation with the Office of Civil and Defense Mobilization to acquaint you with the steps you can take to provide safety for yourself, your family, and your neighbors. Government officials advise that following attack, families will have to survive on their own resources for at least 2 weeks. Stay tuned. In a few minutes, Leo A. Hoyt, Director of the Office of Civil and Defense Mobilization, will explain what you can do to prepare your home. Now, here's the popular recording and supper club favorite, today's Star for Defense, Dorothy Shay.
You gotta have charm, you gotta have poise, you gotta do things the lady enjoys. You gotta know when to buy her things, you gotta know when to deny her things. You gotta be firm, you gotta be strong, you gotta know when to tell her she's wrong. You gotta know how to be real polite till it's time to say goodnight. And when you're dining at a nightclub with the lady that you prefer, don't let her pick up the check. You pick it up and hand it to her. Wherever you go, whatever you do, remember this code I've given to you. You never will come to harm if you're a man with lots of class and charm. You gotta have charm, you gotta have poise. The men that we meet are really just boys. You gotta know when to wait for them, you gotta know when to be late for them. You gotta be smart, you gotta be chic, you gotta know when to pretend to be weak. You gotta say no with such finesse that he's sure that you mean yes. Now if he buys you a diamond bracelet, to accept it is not well bred. Why, it's such an ostentatious gift. Say you'd prefer the cash instead. If you meet a guy who's manly and strong, you tremble and sigh, ooh, I've waited so long. He says there's a lot that he's got for you, a Cadillac, a castle, and a yacht for you. Without a marriage license, it's not for you. If you've got class and charm.
Thank you, Dorothy Shay, for that charming opener. And may I say that you're looking a great deal more Park Avenue than Hillbilly today.
Well, Jay, you're very kind, but both neighborhoods have been very good to me. It's a lot of fun bringing hillbilly-type music to Park Avenue-type supper clubs.
Like New York's Plaza Hotel, for instance. How about bringing some to main streets all over the country right here on Stars for Defense?
All right, Jay. I have a little song here I never have recorded. I doubt if I ever will because the title is so long, we can't get it all on one of those little labels, you know. The title is, Whatever Happened to the Man That I Married Who Used to Be So Nice Around the House? Cha-cha-cha. We all were taught when we were small that marriage is the best of all the ways of life. To others it may be a must, but far as I'm concerned, it's just a phase of life. As newlyweds, we thought our hearts had wings, but time can change a lot of funny things. Whatever happened to the man that I married, who used to be so nice around the house? He used to call 10 times a day to say I was sublime, but now he only calls to say he won't be home on time. Whatever happened to the man that I married, who promised me the ocean and the sky? He comes home for his supper, and the moment he's been fed, he has to take a little nap to rest his weary head. The only time that he gets up is when he goes to bed. Whatever happened to the guy? Whatever happened to the man that I married, who promised me the ocean and the sky? He drops his ashes on the floor, he's such a messy lug. I say, now please be careful, dear, and all he does is shrug. But when he takes me in his arms, who cares about the rug? I'm really nuts about this guy that I married. He's oh so nice to have around the house.
Thanks, Dorothy. Here now is Civil and Defense Mobilization Director Leo A. Hoig. We know that your organization, Mr. Hoig, recommends that every American family store a 14-day food and water supply. Could you give us the reason behind this?
After an attack, every effort will be made to make food available. However, it's possible that an immediate rationing period will go into effect until additional supplies can reach the stricken areas. Even if your city is not bombed, the radioactive fallout may be so intense that you will have to remain inside for 2 weeks. So even if food is available, you might not be able to leave your home to get it. These are the reasons we urge all of you to stock a 14-day emergency food and water supply in your shelter. Choose foods that will provide a well-balanced diet and are easily stored. Canned fruits, soups, vegetables, packaged cereals, dried foods are a few examples of good energy-building foods that can be stored for some time. Remember, a prepared family aids the community and strengthens the nation in time of war. Make sure you do your part.
Thank you, Director Hoig. Now, before Dorothy Shay returns to our microphone, we'll hear from Ray Block and his own 6th Avenue Mountaineers. Ray and the boys bring us a city-fied version of So in Love. Thank you, Ray. Back now to our special guest for today, Dorothy Shay, and another song.
Well, nowadays everyone has a message-type song. So here's my little message. If this troubled world is getting you down and you greet your friends with a horrible frown, relax. Be like me. If old man Gloom has you under his grip, come along with me on a mythical trip, no tax. It's all free. If you have got a problem that you wrestled with all day, have a sip of what you're drinking, and we'll be on our way. You've gotta learn how to take it easy. You gotta learn how to relax. The turtle goes slow, but he does very well. And think of the fun he has under the shell. You gotta learn how to dilly-dally, to give your cares and troubles the axe. You say that expenses are getting a climb. The price of an evening in town is a crime. You can only live one little day at a time. Learn to relax. You gotta learn how to take it easy. You gotta learn how to relax. A lot of folks struggle to make all that dough, but you can't take it with you where you're gonna go. You gotta learn how to dilly-dally, to get your system back on the tracks. Now if your nerves are all jangled from too many thrills, don't put your faith in those newfangled pills. Just do what my relatives do in the hills. Learn to relax and take it easy. Learn to relax like Perry Como. Learn to relax, I'm getting sleepy. Learn to relax.
For the past 15 minutes, you've been listening to Stars for Defense, a transcribed feature presented as a public service by this station every week in cooperation with the Office of Civil and Defense Mobilization. Today, our star was Dorothy Shay, to whom we extend our sincere thanks for a fine performance. Now, here's a final word from our guest.
Remember, to prepare for possible attack, you must stock a 14-day emergency food and water supply in your shelter. Choose foods that will provide a well-balanced diet and can be easily stored. Make sure your family is prepared. Stock your food and water supply today.
Thanks, Dorothy. Now, this is Jay Jackson inviting you to join us next week for some more good music by Ray Block and his orchestra and another famous star on Stars for Defense.